Hey guys, this is Ricky Rod with Baumhouse Recording, and man, do I have a different video for you today. This is actually not about recording, this is about streaming audio. And if you're a content creator for YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, or you're streaming out of your studio, this is a great solution for a high quality audio signal for streaming. So I'm going to explain to you why I think this particular setup is good and why it's a little bit better than a traditional USB board. And I will also walk you through the software that it comes with to help you set up your mix and how to set it up in OBS or whatever your streaming software is. But in this particular case, it's OBS. All right, so here we go. Number one. What I'm using right now is the PreSonus Studio 192, okay? And what makes this different than the USB board, the traditional USB board, whether it's a Yamaha or Behringer, the big difference is the digital audio converter. It's what takes the microphone sound and the gaming audio and converts it to zeros and ones, okay? And the quality of what's in, for example, the Studio 192 and other products comparable to it is that the digital converters are just better. They're much higher quality than what you would see in the USB boards. As a result, you just get a better dimensional image of audio. The highs are better, the lows are better. It just feels almost 3D, the audio is. Now, I have a recording studio. The converter that I'm using in my studio is like almost $20,000. It's a very expensive converter, but I'm working with hundreds of tracks sometimes, and I need that conversion power. So we're not going to go that crazy, but this is actually a pretty affordable setup. Although brand new at $600, you can find them on eBay for about half the price if you don't mind buying used. Again, this is a high level setup for a streamer. And if you're looking to really take your audio quality on your stream to the next level, this is a great solution. And I think I found a good workflow, and I wanted to share it with everyone. So that's the difference. That's why this one's so better. Let's talk about workflow and how it works. So this particular rack has a DSP chip. Okay, the DSP chip in the Studio 192 allows you to listen to the audio latency free. It also includes really cool effects. Okay, so when I plug in my headphones into the Studio 192, I hear everything with no latency. Sounds great, and you got some really cool features that it allows you to do. So let's go over it. So when you buy your 192, you have to download the drivers, and you download this software called Universal Control. Okay, you connect your 192 via USB 3.0, which is very cool. Works very well on Windows, by the way. Plug it into your streaming computer. Now, I'm assuming you have a separate streaming computer and then a gaming device. For example, a PS4, Xbox, or a gaming PC. Okay? Doesn't have to be that way, but I would suggest that's the way you would run this. Okay, so let's open up Universal Control. This is the software that comes with the Studio 192. All right, sorry, I'm slow on Windows, guys. All right, here we go. So this is what Studio 192 Mixer looks like, Universal Control. Okay, so let's go over to my Mic 1 channel right here. This is where my SM7 is connected. This is where your gain is. I'm using a cloud lifter, so you need your phantom power right here. Okay, this is what's so cool and unique about this particular situation. Instead of having to buy an outboard compressor rack or an outboard EQ to make your stuff sound better, all of it is built into this wonderful software. Okay, and it's really good and easy to learn. So let's go over that. So SM7 is connected into Mic 1, and on that channel, check it out. I got a noise gate I can use. My house is super noisy. We got Jack Russells and we got kids, and I like to weed out the sound. Okay, you got a compressor, which I'm using, just hitting it a little bit. Okay, got an EQ. This is so cool. You've got, this works in real time, right? And, it sounds like I got a wah pedal on my vocal. Okay. So you've got an EQ, and then you got a limiter. All of this will help your microphone sound better. And it's digitally. It's done in the software. Again, you don't need like a physical rack on your desk or taking up room. You can just do it all on your computer right here. Okay, so what about the gaming audio? How am I getting my gaming audio or my studio audio into this device? Well, it's really easy. So whatever capture card you're using, for example, I'm using a Magewell capture card. I think it's the HDMI Plus, okay? And it's got an audio out. So I stereo mini audio out into that, into my Studio 192. And let me show you where. Right here, the back of the Studio 192, inputs 3 and 4, okay? So your microphone goes into input 1 here, and then your gaming audio out of your capture device, however you want to get out, goes into 3 and 4, okay? And that's it. So you use this mixer to set the mix. You plug in your headphones into the Studio 192, and then you set your mix this way, okay? So you can do some really cool things to your mic signal here, and then my gaming audio, I've got it juiced up. I just mess around. I was just goofing off with EQ settings here, but I've got noise gates on everything because it helps keep it noisy. Okay, so how do I get this into the streaming software? In this case, we're using OBS. Okay, so let me warn you, I'm going to warn you like 2 times. Your SPDIF input channel, in this case it's 5, hit the mute and turn it down. Do that first thing, okay? Because if you don't, there will be a feedback issue, and I don't want it to hurt your ears. Okay, so very first thing, again, go to channel 5, go to SPDIF 1, turn it down, mute it. Cool, I'll explain why here in a second. So this is how we're going to route our audio. So there's a SPDIF in and out built into this rack, okay? And I'll put in the comments of where to get the SPDIF cable, SPDIF. We just call it SPDIF, okay? So you're going to run out of the SPDIF into the SPDIF. I know that sounds silly. So you're going to go out of the red into the white. Just plug it right in. Remember, we've muted that channel. Very important, mute that channel. That's all you do. And then what you're going to do is go into lovely OBS here, and we're going to go to settings. You go to audio, go to mic auxiliary audio device, and you set it to SPDIF in Studio 192 mobile. Okay, again, make sure you download the drivers and all that good stuff before you do any of this. But here, right here, mic aux, this is me talking, and this signal is coming from my Studio 192. So we're getting all that good conversion out of the Studio 192. I can set my mix. I can put my noise gates and my compressors and my EQs all on the software. We don't need to use hardware. It's a very, very cool setup, and it works really well for me. I tested it for about a week, a little bit less than a week, and I thought, doggone it, I think this is a good solution. So again, that's how I do it. So again, let me repeat what makes this better. The Studio 192 has a really good converter, and you've got a little bit more flexibility than you would than a USB board. And I really do think this will take the audio quality up on your stream. Actually, it does. I've tested it, and I've listened to it, and it's a big difference, and it's really good. So, again, if you have any questions, any comments, if we have $1 every time I say again, you can just PayPal it to me. I think that would be great. I'm just kidding. It's like a swear jar. So anyway, but do leave a comment if you have any questions. I would love to help you out. But again, I'm using the Studio 192. It's $600 on Sweetwater. You can get it on 3 payments, or you can just, and I'm not sponsored by Sweetwater, by the way. I do love them. Or you can get it used on eBay for a couple of $100. And it's a very good piece of software. And for those of you that are running a stream that may need more inputs, there's the bigger version of the Studio 192 that has the same capability, but just more inputs. Again, it's a very flexible piece of hardware and software, but it will make your studio, it'll make your stream sound better, man. And I tell you, for me, I've been streaming out of my studio, and my clients have loved it. It just allows me to send a really high quality audio signal for them to listen to while they're watching me edit and mix or whatever I'm doing. I love using it on Facebook Live. But anyway, if you have any questions, please leave a comment. Hope you guys have a great one. God bless.